This is Autoline Daily reporting on the global automotive industry. Fiat Chrysler Automobiles stunned the industry yesterday by proposing a 50-50 merger with Renault. FCA says it would create the third largest car company in the world behind Volkswagen and Toyota. The combination would produce 8.7 million vehicles a year and save over $5 billion a year through efficiencies in purchasing, R&D, and manufacturing. Well, here's our Autoline insight. Renault will jump at the deal because FCA is giving so much away. FCA sells more cars than Renault, it makes twice as much EBIT profit, and it has a 25% larger market cap. Yet, it's proposing to be an equal partner in the merger. To mollify FCA shareholders, they'll get a one-time payout of $2.5 billion. But it almost sounds like FCA is desperate to do a deal. Worse yet, this will throw FCA in the middle of the Renault-Nissan so-called alliance, which is a total mess. And Merrill Lynch says the deal sounds questionable because it provides no synergies in the American market, which is where FCA makes almost all of its profits. It says there would be next to no synergies in Europe because FCA says that no plants would close. It does nothing to boost their presence in China and Asia, and there could be a big backlash from President Trump, as well as from the American consumers that buy big Ram pickups and Jeeps who would no longer see these as American brands. The Renault board of directors reportedly will vote on the deal next week. BMW has revealed the all-new 1 Series, and while the styling is very similar, it's now made on a front-wheel drive-based architecture, which is shorter than the outgoing model. But the front drive layout frees up more space for passengers and cargo. All-wheel drive is also an option with its range of gasoline and diesel engines. Power ranges from 116 to 306 horsepower, which is fed through either a 6-speed manual or a 7 or 8-speed automatic transmission. Customers will now be able to use their smartphone as a key, which can be shared with up to 5 people, and they can perform functions and get information through voice and gesture control. And speaking of BMW, it revealed that the iNEXT will have a huge, curved, single-piece display screen. The automaker calls the iNEXT its technology flagship, and it's scheduled to go into production in 2021. To help optimize the range of electric light-duty commercial vehicles, Hyundai developed a system that is able to estimate the gross vehicle weight of the vehicle while it's driving. Using acceleration sensors, gross weight is estimated through Newton's law of acceleration. When pushing an object at a constant speed, the weight of an object can be calculated depending on its acceleration rate. Through this process, the vehicle estimates the distance it can drive and adjusts its maximum torque output. So, for example, when the vehicle is carrying a heavy load, it automatically informs the driver of the estimated driving range, so there's enough battery life to reach the destination. Hyundai says it's considering using the technology on its electric light-duty commercial vehicles in the future. In racing news, Simon Pagenaud won the Indy 500 in his Penske Chevrolet. The last 14 laps were a real thrill that saw Pagenaud trade the lead with Alexander Rossi 5 times and only edging out Rossi's Honda by 0.2 of a second at the end. Mercedes maintained its dominance in Formula One this season by finishing first and third at the Monaco Grand Prix. Race winner Lewis Hamilton extended his point lead to 17. And Martin Truex Jr. won a caution-filled race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in his Toyota.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires. Your journey, our passion.
On Autoline After Hours last week, we were joined by Carl Widman from Ford's Performance Division. He brought a new Mustang GT350 with him to the studio, and he explained why the engineering team decided to give it a flat plane crank engine.
So the Y4 on this track car is you can run it up to 8,000 RPM. So when you're on a track, you can basically run most tracks in just 2 gears, and it's just that pleasure of you can go in and out and focus on driving and positioning it with the manual transmission. And with a manual, it just gives us that total capability that when you upshift, you've got the capability that you don't lose power through, right? And so we'll peak out horsepower around 7,500 RPM, and so we still got that band going up to 8,000 that we're still pulling. And so that's what's great about it. Of course, the vibration and the feel and the sound is totally unique. So this is a car.
Go into the sound because, as you mentioned, we got to drive it on the track a little less than a week ago. There's a crackle to it. There's a raspiness to it. What is causing that?
The flat plane crank has a totally different sound to it, and with it, it has a vibration. So not only do you get that high RPM, but it's really created a character of the car since we've launched it, and it really has a following. I mean, when we fire these up at base, everybody just gets a smile on their face, and when you drive it, the sensation comes through both acoustic and then as you feel it rev up. So it's that whole emotional experience that you're just tied into that car with the manual shifter. You can feel everything kind of going on, and it's that visceral sense, that raw nature of that flat plane crank that creates the total experience of a 350, which is nothing like it. No one else has a flat plane crank that is over 5 liters in displacement. So that was a big technical challenge when we did it back in 2015. A lot of long days for the engine team to basically be able to contain that vibration with the rest of the vehicle, because it feels nice now, but when our initial ones were out, it was a little bit much.
And you can watch that entire show right now on our website, Autoline.tv, or you can find it on our YouTube channel. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and please join us again tomorrow.